that obviously we're extremely excited about this year. I really like the team we put together. Really like my guys. Like working with my guys, and obviously a very competitive group. Whenever we put the score up there every time, they really get after it. So that, as a coach, you feel good about that. Really, since all that expectation started coming in April, our guys have worked really hard. We had a great spring, we had a great summer, we had a great fall, we've had first 12 days of practice have really been good for us. So we're excited, looking forward to it. We got a ton of questions we got to answer today, so I'll start with my main man, Don. Yes, Don.
Hey, Don, if you could just wait for the microphone and please say your name and affiliation. Don, start us off right.
Do I say my main man? No. Don Marcus, Baltimore Sun. Mark, compare the pressure you feel as a coach going into this season compared to what you felt last season.
I really didn't feel any last year, and I don't really feel any this year. I think as a coach, you have peace of mind with what you do, and I have that. I believe in the people around me, players and coaches, and so it's what I do. I know you get scrutinized on every game and every situation, but I don't think the players are feeling. I know I'm not feeling anything different than we did last year this time. We know we have a good team. The only pressure I feel is internal of trying to get the most out of my team. And really, that's day to day, So some days are better than others, but what I can get out of them in practice, how much better I can make them is really the only pressure that I feel. That's what I put on myself.
Mark, with that said, how challenging is it with the kind of depth you guys have to figure out the rotation, and how long do you think it might take to tinker with and to find the rotation that you're comfortable with?
Yeah. What a great position I'm in, huh? Have these kind of players. I've made the comment, I think we have 8 starters. A couple of starters aren't playing well. Different guys are going to play that night, and we'll find out who's playing the best. We'll play them. I think, I don't know yet. We haven't played a game. We're just beating up on each other, so I'll know more in a couple of weeks. We've got a really good scrimmage coming up, which will help us a lot, give me a better idea. But, usually the best teams have quality depth, and we have that, and which makes practice better, which makes us better every day. So we'll figure that out. It's way too early for me to try to answer that one.
Mark, Carol Maloney from NBC4. I know you talked about you don't mind talking about the high expectations, but can you tell us about the challenge of inspiring the guys, but also keeping them humble and rooted in the right now?
Well, I think they have a humble coach. I think that helps a little bit. But the thing that I do like about our guys is I think what we got to figure out is how to stay humble, but stay really competitive and expect to win, and expect to do great things. So for an athlete, that's a fine line, especially some of the guys that we have on this team. So we talk about it all the time. We do team building stuff. We talk about, we have a lot of things built in to help us get those things done. So the main thing is that we talk about it all the time. It's part of our we will. Continue to be good people and try to be good people, but try to become a better basketball player, a better basketball team each and every day. So that's kind of the way we approach it. It's not any bigger than that.
Hey, Coach Jason Dumas, WHATTV. You don't get to specific players. There's usually a learning curve for freshmen, especially big men. How's that diamond looking early on in practice?
Yeah, that's a great question. And they do have the freshman bigs have the furthest to come of all players. The last 2 days, he's had great practices. He's the 2 best that he's had. So really proud of him. And there's a lot of things that he has to do better, and he knows that. He's got a great feel for the game, a good understanding of the game, and it's always been easy for him. So now it's hard every day, and each day gets a little bit better at sustaining playing at a higher level for us. So He's been great. Well, yesterday was as good as he's been. Obviously with Diamond, he's terrific on the offensive end. Great, left hand, right hand around the basket, great field, can shoot it. In high school he shot some threes. He can shoot it 15 to 17 for us. We'll, basically shoot some threes for us, I'm sure. In rhythm, it's the other end, and he has to come the furthest, the defensive end. So he's really working hard on that, watching a lot of film, and listening to guys and trying to get him watching guys. He's got a guy, Demonte Dodd is a pretty good defender. He can watch every day and learn from him. So it's helping.
Mark, for extending with Fox 5, I'm wondering how much last year's success, how important that was to sort of plant the seeds for further success this year.
Say that again.
I was wondering how important it was last year to be successful and how it's planting the seeds for success.
No doubt. Well, what people got to understand is when we played Michigan State in the first Big 10 game, we were ranked 12th in the country. That's where I got to 12. So it wasn't like we were sneaking up on anybody last year when the league started. And we might have snuck up on Iowa State and Kansas City, but we didn't sneak up on anybody. So all those experiences that we went through last year with being a big game for our opponent really helped us. I think we really grew. We weren't only successful, but we grew. And I thought we handled the bullseye on your back type of thing pretty well last year. It'll be a different level, obviously, this year, but I think we're more equipped. Like the question is that we're more equipped to handle it. So we expect to do really good things. So I think last year really helped us with our attitude towards that.
Coach Dave Preston, WTOP Radio. Melo Trimble had one memorable freshman year. Where do you expect him to make strides this year from?
Well, he's going to have another great year for us. He's a great player. What we're working on is trying to become a better defender, on-ball defender and team defender. He has it in him. I didn't ask him to do a lot of that last year because he just couldn't foul. And if he picked up two fouls, I got pretty nervous last year. Won't quite feel that way this year. Still be nervous because he's such a great player. So defensively, he's got to get better. And I just think becoming a better point guard, better leader, a little more vocal. I think his assists will go up this year. They should, with all the players around him. So it's a work in progress. Like I said, I'm 12 practices in with them. First 5 or 6 were all defense. So the offensive end will come, but we expect him to do all the great things he did for us last year, but just probably being a little bit more well-rounded as a player.
Mark, Josh Sturgeon, Inside Maryland Sports. With the shot clock shortening this year to 30 seconds, how does your experience in the NBA and your relationship with guys like great competition, how does that really help you kind of deal with those changes?
Well, it'll be interesting to see. We've been practicing with it. It is different. It does come a little bit quicker. We're trying to run an NBA system. We ran it last year. We're better at it this year. It's much improved, and I think by the way that we do things, it allows us to do things quickly, offensively. The question is everybody's saying that everybody's going to do a soft press back to zone. We'll see. How that's going to play into the 30-second. NBA doesn't do a lot of that soft press back to zone type stuff. So it'll be a little bit different, but we're equipped to handle that too. We've got good shooters, we've got a good inside game. But I don't think the 30-second clock is going to hinder us at all. Matter of fact, it's going to help us. More possessions will help our team, I think, this year.
Hey Mark, Dan Snyder from the Washington Post. Obviously you have a ton of talent this year, but I'm curious about whatever leadership you might have lost with Des. Maybe we care about that more than you do because he gives us great quotes and stuff, but I'm curious who fills that role if you need someone to kind of take leadership the way he did it.
Well, it's still a work in progress. Obviously, Des, I told Des, he was back here about a month ago, I said, he handled everything on the floor, off the floor, he handled all of it in the locker room for me. So a lot of stuff never got to me last year. Everybody knew it was Des's team. We're really leaning on Jake Lehman and Robert Carter pretty heavily. But Suleiman is a guy that's natural competitor and kind of gets it. And so he, in between the lines, he's doing a lot of leading, a lot of talking. He's really good at it. Off the floor, out of respect for Jake and Rob, they've been here longer, he's letting them do a little bit more. So it's a combination. Then you hope that just we have a bunch of good kids, and the better the kids are, it's easier to lead. And so, you know, we've asked Mello to do a little bit more. Deion and Jared, obviously in their second year, they should talk a little bit more. Devontae Dodd, his third year, should do a lot more. He's helping a lot with the post players too. So we'll lead by committee, but if you ask the players who's the leaders of this team right now, they'd probably say Jake and Robert.
Coach, talk about the impact of Robert Carter Jr. Maryland hasn't had somebody like that for a while. How does he change the dynamic of the team?
Well, he's a good player. Robert has a lot to his game. Obviously, he can low post scoring. He can shoot the ball from three. He's become a better dribbler and passer. Something we've really worked on with him. He's changed his body. You know, defensively, we continue to work there. If we're going to stay big, which I hope to do a lot this year, Robert's going to be chasing some guards around. That'll be a challenge for him. But he's really worked at it, and he's gotten better. So, you know, the best thing about Robert is what a great kid he is. You can talk about a basketball player like him, but he's just a great kid, and he's very coachable, and he's worked hard. He's worked hard as anybody. Is trying to improve his game, improve his body since he's been here. So, you know, I hope he has a great year because he's worked really hard. But he can do a lot of things. But the one thing he needs to do well for us is defend and rebound. And I think the rest of it just kind of comes natural for him.
Mark, obviously, press box. You mentioned that you've 8 starters. Obviously, in your career, you've dealt with plenty of turnover here recently. When some of the new faces are kind of so high profile and with so much talent, does it make it any harder to kind of integrate everybody together? And what can you say about what you've seen so far?
Yeah, well, the thing that's made it a little harder for us is we weren't together all summer. She was at Duke, Mello was Pan American, and Diamond was USA Basketball first. He ended up not doing it, but he wasn't enrolled in school, so we weren't together all summer. So that's made it a little, we're a little, you know, I don't say we're behind, but it's been a little bit different. I think basketball-wise, we're in good shape. Chemistry-wise, we're still, you know, still doing those things. So, you know, we have, the key is that you have accepting players. So the guys that were here, if they accept the new guys willingly, then you're not going to have problems. So that's the key. We talk about it a lot, and as the season goes on, continue to accept them and what they can do for us, respect what they can do for us. If we do all that, it'll be fine. But for the most part, right now, we're on the right track for all that stuff to happen, good things to happen.
Coach over here, Mike Sykes with the Prince George's Central. This is your second year in Big Ten. You guys made a lot of strides last year. You made a lot of noise in the conference last year. How do you kind of pick up where you left off in conference last year with that being your first year moving on to this year where a lot of teams around the conference improved?
Yeah, I think our league is going to be better than it was last year. I think we could have 7 teams in the top 25 at some point during the season. We could have 8, possibly 9 teams, you know, in the NCAA tournament if everything goes well in the off season or in the non-conference schedule. So, you know, I think every season's unique in itself, and we just get, hopefully we, you know, stay healthy, keep improving. The one thing when I look at our conference schedules, we have an unbelievably difficult road schedule. I think we have 6 of the top 7 teams, not including us, on the road in the league. So we're going to be challenged there, and you know, we're going to have to be a great road team to be successful. If we want to be Big Ten champs, we're going to have to be, you know, great against great teams on the road. So it'll be tough. You know, I think we have a chance to be a better team than we were last year, but I think our schedule is a little bit tougher than it was last year too.
Coach, over here, your left. Pat Donahue from TerpTalk Sports Report. Obviously, you guys had a great season last year. One of the things that seemed to hold the team back a little bit, especially in the final game against West Virginia, against a team that brought the full court pressure for most of the game, was a lack of a primary ball carrier behind Mellon. With Jalen now on the team this year, he's kind of come in and fill that role. What have you seen from him so far in practice, and how big of an impact do you think having a guy off the bench like that happens to you?
Well, I think Jalen is adapting nicely. I think Jalen's one of those kids that realizes there's a lot of talent around him, so he kind of gives up his game. Jalen is a big-time shooter. We have a lot of great shooters, and he's as good as any of them on our team. But he doesn't shoot a lot in practice because he's just trying to run the team and defend and do what he has to do. So he can handle it. It's good. It's good to know you have him on the roster. And I think with him and the addition of Suleiman, you've added two guys that can really dribble the ball and pass the ball and make good decisions with the ball. So that's a good feeling to have.
Hey, Coach Brian Blatcher from the back. What sort of strides do you see Demonte making in the offseason, and also just where does he rank among big guys that you've coached on the defensive end?
I can't brag about DeMonte because every time I brag about DeMonte, he takes the next day off. So you're putting him in a tough spot here. I love coaching DeMonte. I can get after DeMonte and he'll just smile and keep working. DeMonte knows who he is. He knows he's a good defender and a rebounder. He's worked hard offensively. I think he can be a player that we can throw the ball to on the post now, and he can do some things. He got much better offensively late last year. And where DeMonte is probably going to help us more than anything is if we're going to stay big, he'll be, if Robert Carter's not in the game, DeMonte will be chasing that guard around. He's worked really hard, so he's very versatile defender. He has a chance to be one of the better defenders. I coached DeAndre Jordan, so DeAndre is one of the all-time greatest defensively. But DeMonte's worked hard at it. He's got a great feel for it. He's become more vocal. So he's got a chance. Hopefully I didn't brag about him too much because I won't get anything out of him, but he's been good for us.
Last couple of questions, Scott and Don.
Scott Green, TerpTalk Sports Report. You have Rashid Suleiman, who's a terrific perimeter defender, and then Rob Carter inside who can really rebound. What do those two bring to this team defensively? And then also, just kind of as a follow-up, can this team defensively kind of carry itself through this non-conference to kind of get acclimated with each other offensively?
Well, Rashid is an excellent defender. Rashid's one of those guys can be coming full speed at him, he'll stop the ball and he'll take up the space when they retreat. That's really hard to do. So he's right now he's by far our best perimeter defender, Rashid. So that gives him a good chance to play a lot right away because I like guys that can guard. Robert is going to be challenged defensively because he's going to have to chase the little guys around a lot. We'll have some matchups where he's guarding other big guys and he'll feel more comfortable. That'll be the biggest challenge for Robert. But he's worked hard at that, so he'll be better than he was when he was playing 2 years ago trying to do that. And of course he helps us rebound. We should be an excellent rebounding team. I think we were first in the league last year in field goal percentage defense. I think we have a chance to be a much better defensive team than we were last year. We've talked about being a great defensive team. This team right now is rebounding as well as any team I've coached. We're really physical on box outs, defensive rebounding at a high clip. So hopefully that'll continue. That'll help us win a lot of games early because hopefully we can dominate the Bulls a little bit.
Mark, you talked about having, say, 8 starters.
Maybe 9, maybe 7, maybe 8, just keep you guys guessing.
Is it harder as a coach to find a rotation when you go as deep as you are, and how do you keep the kids, the guys who were maybe thought that they would play bigger roles this year, and then suddenly there's a Rashid Suleiman coming in, or a Diamond Stone coming in, and how do you keep them motivated and focused on contributing?
Trying to win big, Don. So everybody we signed, it went through our team. We all talked about it before we signed anybody. Our team's all on board. You guys don't need to waste your time asking those questions. So our players want to win big, and to win big and to be great, you got to sacrifice. and our players are willing to sacrifice for us to do that. So every night's going to be different. It's a long season. You have injuries. You guys get sick. Hopefully because of our depth, we'll be able to sustain it. But our guys were all on board on every addition that we made. So I feel very comfortable that the goal of winning at a high level is very important to my guys, more than anything else.
And just the first part of the question is, as a coach, is it harder when you have that much depth? If everybody stays healthy, nobody gets sick, to just get into a good rotation, guys, in the rhythm?
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know yet. I've had a lot of good teams. We played 8 or 9 guys last year. I don't see it being a problem. I really don't. We're playing even faster than we played last year. That'll help. Hopefully our shot selection will be good. We're going to play fast. That'll dictate how fast we play. If they continue to take good shots, then we'll continue to play fast. But if they don't, then we'll slow it down. But, you know, every night's going to be different. And we talk to the players about trusting the process. There'll be some nights where matchups are better for these players, and other nights are better for those players. So our guys got to trust the process of what we're trying to do.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, everybody.
We hit Terminus!